I want you. I mean, I'm doing what I said I built this platform on, and it's sometimes having those uncomfortable conversations. And one of these topics tonight is I'm going to dabble in, and I know it's going to be a little uncomfortable. Stay on the block, okay? It's experience this. I just don't even have words. But you're an amazing woman. And I'm sorry, Kenya, when you tried to justify it, say she signed a lease and it's just documentation. I'm sorry, it's not. Brittany buried what she wanted to have buried and sealed to never be opened, no matter what the case may be. So whatever private investigator you hired is illegal, and they did what they did because they knew how to get beyond the gates of what she put on them. And you wanted that because you wanted to go to hell, like Cynthia said. So it wasn't. It's Thursday. Are y'all in this room? Look, y'all know it's time. Y'all know what y'all got to do. We'll have to come out of that real quick. Look, we ain't getting started until we get this room where it need to be. Okay, grab your drinks and your oil. All right, come on. It's Thursday. Let me make sure we are. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are y'all in the building? Are we live? Okay. All right, we ain't moving till I see these numbers. Let's go. It's time. Grab your drinks and your oil. Grab your drinks and your oil. I'm about to act up tonight. I am about to act up tonight. Okay? I'm about to act up. I need a good laugh. So I'm about to act up tonight. Hey, cousin. I know. I haven't came on camera yet because we need to get this video out. I see we getting there. I'm going to act up tonight. Where the crew at? I got something real special for y'all tonight. Grab your drinks and your oil. Because it's Thursday. We got a lot to cover. There's the crew. Yeah, we about to cut up tonight, Ray. I think I need it. You know, laughter is a good form of therapy. Amen? So we gotta laugh at me, okay? While I tell the story, I'm gonna cut up tonight. I hope y'all ready. Grab your drinks and your oil. Somebody put in the comments, grab your drinks and your oil so I can pin it to the screen. Come on. There we go. Okay, come on. Send it out. Let everybody know we live. Let everybody know we live. Come on, I need somebody to drop a comment. Grab your drinks and your oil. Yeah, we going live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Come on, what y'all doing? What you doing? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Grab your drinks and your oil. Listen. Come on, help us tonight, because we getting ready. I need somebody to grab the drinks and the oil. Come on, what y'all doing? What you doing? Help us tonight, because we getting ready. Look. I need somebody to grab the drinks and the oil. Oh. I don't know where y'all watching at, but I'm getting ready to come on camera. All right. Are we there? Okay, okay, there we go. I knew somebody in the crew would. There we go. Grab your drinks and your oil. Here we go. I'm about to act up tonight. Oh, yeah. I felt a good acting in my spirit. I'm trying to be in one of these documentaries. Grab your drinks and your oil. All right, grab your drinks and your oil. Oh, shoot. All right. Are we ready? Yeah, let me get comfortable. Grab your drinks and your oil. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I need my other monitor. All right. We ain't moving. Y'all ain't sending this out. You ain't put this in the group chat yet. Why you ain't sent it in the group chat? Why haven't you put it in the group chat? Oh, shoot. Okay. Monitor's on. Let me get this going. Here we go. Grab your drinks and your oil. Last call. Last call. Last call. Grab your drinks and your oil. Last call. Last call. Grab your drinks and your oil. All right, y'all. Y'all know I'm a one-man show, so I'm just trying to Oh, hold on. All right, I'm coming. Here I come. Grab your drinks and your oil. I just need to make sure I can see myself on screen, so I'm trying to. There we go. Okay, grab your drinks and your oil. Where's my main screen? Okay. I'm gonna grab some Oh, here we go. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? We are getting ready to cover the Diddy trial. Late night. Conversations with K. Oh, grab your drinks and your oil. Look, y'all. It's time to have a conversation. I got my robe on tonight. I'm oiled. I'm ready to talk as we still are in the Diddy saga of the trial. Are y'all in here? Yeah, we are in here. We are in here. There we go. I see y'all. Yeah, don't be. We got a lot to cover. Where my phone at? I honestly don't know how he stayed in this kind of garment for this long. This is crazy. All right. This is crazy. You know. But y'all, we are, where are we? 5, 6, and 7? I think we are day 5, 6, and 7. We getting ready to break down 5, 6, and 7. And so, can y'all hear me? Am I good? Am I in the mic? What's going on, crew? Grab your drinks and your oil. All right. It's time. So, we've got a lot to really cover and talk about, because there has been some time. Last time we talked, we were on day 4 and day 5. And the last time we talked, we were witnessing Cassie. Who else did we talk about? You have to go back and watch the video, because I can't remember right now. But today, we are going to talk about the Punisher. Ooh, okay. Don Richard, former Diddy, a.k.a. member. The Punisher, he's an escort, okay? We're going to also be talking about Miss Ventura, Cassie's mother. We're going to also talk about David, who was Diddy's assistant. Yeah. And then we're going to end it with Kid Cudi, because he took the stand today. And I got to get more information on that. But we're going to talk just on our thoughts on what we think it's going to be when it comes to Kid Cudi. Okay? So, first things first, right? Let me make sure I'm oiled up enough. Okay, more oil. Let me get the notes, because, we're going to kind of jump. I'm going to try to go in the order of my notes on just how I took stuff. So, you know what? Let's start with Don Richard. Okay. Now, Don Richard was a former member of the Diddy Kane group, Diddy Kane groups, who was signed to Bad Boys Records. And also, she also became a member of the group Dirty Money, okay? Who we all knew. We were like, okay, well, you took her from one group to another group. And then after that, it was no more Don, okay? The sun had set. So Diddy thought, okay? No shade to Don's career. Like the defense attorney who was trying to act like she didn't have a career. She very much does. And I actually went to go see Don in a show alone when she came to New Parish out here in the Bay. And I truly enjoyed her performance. She was very, very entertaining. She dances, she sings. She's a songwriter. Her music is impeccable. So not getting far with Diddy did not stop her, but she still got far, okay? She used it for how she needed to use it. Besides how she took this stand, and a lot of people are honestly not finding Don Richard to be credible, okay? So why are we not finding Don Richard to be credible? Well, Don Richard decided that when it was her time to take the stand, allegedly, okay? Now, y'all know I'm going to say allegedly throughout all of this, but I'm going to tell you, I've been doing my homework, but allegedly, because I won't be the next Tasha K. Okay. So allegedly, Don Richard says, there was an incident that I can remember. Okay. Because I wrote really big on here as the first thing when it comes to Don, egg story. Okay. Some of the other things I wrote on here with Don Richard, and like I said, we're going to be jumping around. She left Bad Boys in 2011. She was looking for justice when she filed her lawsuit. Now, Don Richard takes a stand and talks about a specific egg story. Now, the egg story changed about maybe 3 to 4 times. Okay? Now, in so many words, this is kind of what happened in that kitchen. Diddy was hungry. Kathy wasn't moving fast enough. An altercation took place, allegedly. Don Richard says she saw it. But here's how the series of events went down, allegedly. First, I saw him throw the eggs, hit her with the pan. Bam! Second story, I saw him throw the pan. She fell to the ground in a fetal position. Another story, the pan hit the wall. Bam! The eggs hit the wall. Bam! She hit the ground. Whoa! What's going on? Okay? Another story. He threw eggs at her. He threw the pan at her. She fell to the ground. He dragged her up the stairs. And I don't know what happened after that. Okay? Another story. And you get the point, right? So, when prosecution brought her to the stand, they wanted her to tell that story. Now, when defense got to the stand, along with some other things, of course, prosecution asked her, have you ever seen Diddy do drugs? Allegedly, she said yes. They said, did you ever do drugs? She said, yeah, I smoked a little ganja. Okay, my anxiety was high. I had to do something. She asked, prosecution also asked, did you ever see Diddy with guns? She said yes, in 2009, 2010. D-Rock would carry a gun. Okay, D-Rock is security, so, not in Diddy's defense, but security should have a gun. I mean, you are Diddy, Sean Combs, love, freak off, man, oil, baby. So, they got into all of that. So she said all of that. Now it's time for the defense turn. And defense brought somebody new to the game who's been sitting on the table with Diddy, while this has been going on. And her name is Nicole West Morgan. From what the streets say, she is really good at a cross-examination. Okay? She's really good at doing cross-examination. So, she gets to the stand, and she says, well, Miss Richard, we see here that, you mentioned on the stand that you were fearful. Oh, because let me tell you what happened. So, let me jump back. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'll be all over the place a little bit. So, after all these series of events happened, prosecution asked her, well, what happened after that? After you've seen this incident happen, what happened after that? Prosecution always has to go into the after that. She says, well, the next day, Diddy came to me and Kalima, allegedly, okay, and told us, well, what you saw me and Kathy go through was passion, okay? That was love, his new name now, okay? And if you ever repeat what you saw, just know that people go missing, allegedly, okay? So that scared Dawn, okay? She clutched her pearls, clutched them, okay? And she said, I'm going to just shut my ass up and I'm going to sing, okay? She said, I'm going to just be quiet. But in all of that, prosecution went back, well, how did that make you feel? Okay? They want to know, how did you feel? She said, oh, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if he was going to kill me or not, allegedly. Right? So, now it's the defense turn, right? So, that was prosecution. They kind of wrap it up. Defense, she comes in hard. Okay, when I tell you she comes in hard, listening to some of the stories I heard and some of the people tell, she was coming in so hard that she was talking about like as if Don didn't have a career anymore. You know, like using terms of you once had a career. You know, you once knew what it was like. Y'all can go look at the transcripts. I'm telling you, they typed it word for word on how she was coming at her. Like she had a serious issue. Like her and Dawn had something in the past. You know, I don't know. It was just reading and hearing it was a little weird. Okay, so on 9/11, you talked to the feds a few times. Don Richard said no, or several. They said no, a few times. She said no. No, they said a few times. They said several. She said no, a few. They said several. So there was like this bantering that went back and forth. I took that. Then they asked her, would you say that your statement has changed? And since you've spoken to the state? She said, well, I answer to the best of my ability. And with all of this, like, we got to understand this was some time ago. And if you don't know how to properly talk when you are on the stand, you're going to screw yourself. You're really going to screw yourself. So you have to make sure you answer these questions properly. Okay? So, defense goes on. Now they want to go back to the egg situation. Because what their job is to do, as we all know, is show inconsistencies through your story. So they start talking about the egg situation. So, were you around or were you weren't around? Were you upstairs or were you downstairs? Were you in the studio? Did you see it happen? Did you not see it happen? It was this series of events to kind of say it happened. Well, on one incident, you said that you saw that he threw the eggs. And on another incident, you said that you thought you saw he threw the eggs. And then you said the skillet hit the ground, but then it almost hit Kathy. But then you said it might have been the other way around. Can you tell me pretty much what you really saw? And of course, Don goes, I remember it to my best of my ability. It was some time ago. Okay? Again, they tried to say, well, back in October 8th of 2024, you said down in prosecution, and you don't remember that at all? They went back to the frying pan. Don't you agree that you can't keep your story straight? You agree you've had about 4 different stories. And none of them are really adding up. You also made the statement that you were afraid, right? She said yes. But then defense said, well, but you never mentioned that to the United States government. You've met with them several times, a few. No, several, a few. No, several, a few. But you've never mentioned it several times, a few. Why was that? If you were afraid, why did you never mention it? So, will Don be heard? How will the jury look at Don? I don't know. Okay? Don Richard still has a lawsuit that is pending. They are trying to get it thrown out. But for whatever reason, it is pending. Okay? So, we may hear more from Don Richard. But as of right now, that's pretty much where her testimony went. Okay? Let's see. Was there any comments down here about Don Richard? Okay. Nope. Okay. All right. So, moving on. Now, I won't go into too much details because The Punisher is a little bit graphic. Y'all can actually still go find him on a website. He actually still does have an Instagram. And he is that guy that's in the picture with no shirt on. Okay? He is another male E that has come and taken the stand to pretty much, if you ask me, be like in a neutral place with it. It's like he says he didn't witness no abuse. Kathy kind of looked like she wanted it, allegedly. But he just had a hard time trying to do things with Cassie, and you had somebody like this sitting in the back. Oiled all up, a little more unclothed than I am right now, and swimming in the sea. Okay? In the corner. So he was saying, like, I just couldn't really go there like I wanted to go there because her husband was in the corner. And I just, I mean, what would you do if you see somebody dressed like this in the corner playing with a hot dog? Well, or sausage link, or chain link compared to Young Miami and all these, whatever he got. So he wrote a book. And in his book, he talks about this Jackie Star and Frank Black. Okay? In his book, he talks about a married couple by the name of Jackie Star and Frank Black. Now, he didn't name them. But he kind of is just like saying, like, it was fun. It happened. I don't think that Cassie was in any type of danger. Now, where it gets me is, they ask you, well, is your company a prostitution site? Or is it a dancing website? He said, we are a dancing website. We don't prostitute you. So, my mind went to, well, how many times, if that was the case, how did it turn into that? And of course, Diddy wanted to watch them oiled up while he's slipping, sliding in the background. Not in the pool with him, but, he's in a chair in the corner, oiled up. And so he wrote a book because he suffers with waking up Charlie. Okay? He has a hard time. And I think the book is something to the standard of call of frozen meat or something like that. What a name, right? But I guess that's what everybody, a lot of people, I'm jumping around because I've had some crazy conversations about people in this case. And listening to some of my friends, believe it or not, some are like, well, I might try some of this hot warmed up oil. I might want a little dipping of a pool. And I was like, ooh. So the thing that's going to come out of this Diddy case, I really don't know. I really, really don't know. But so the Punisher, back to him, he pretty much took the stand. And I don't know. I didn't really find anything really juicy. Except for, they asked him, well, how did you know that this was Sean or P. Diddy? Or how did you know that it was him? He says, well, one night I came to a hotel and I looked at the TV and it said, welcome, Mr. Sean Combs. Now, I don't think Frank caught that. Because if Frank would have caught that, it wouldn't have said, welcome, Sean Combs. It would have said, welcome, Frank Black and Jackie Star. Now, they didn't know that. So, here we are again, y'all. Sex trafficking. And I think, let me say this. I think a lot of y'all need to pick up a dictionary or a real book and stop using AI and ChatGPT. No shade to them. But find out really what's the definition of sex trafficking. It is not cargoing a bunch of women in cargoes to sell them off to the highest bidder. That is a form of it, but that's not the only way it looks like. Okay? So, having this man fly out to them whenever they wanted to have a freak off, prosecution is building up their sex trafficking charge right there. Okay? So he helped with that. Then we move on to Cassie's mother. Now this is where it got interesting, y'all. This is where it gets interesting. Cassie's mother. Okay? I need a little something to drink. Ooh. I've been doing a lot of talking. There we go. Okay. So this is where it gets interesting. Cassie's mother. Now, Cassie's mama, Regina Ventura, she takes the stand. Okay? And this is how we meet Diddy. Cassie's mom says, I met Diddy back in 2006 through my daughter. I thought she was finally going to get her chance in a record label, a record deal. You know, this was her big moment. She says, and then, you know, after a while, I found out that their relationship was a little bit more serious. And she was not just no longer an artist, but she was his girlfriend. Okay? Not the wife. Like she was telling these escorts. She was a girlfriend. Cassie never got a ring. Cassie never had children. And I think those are important things to notice and remember. Because from what the streets are saying, allegedly, Gina had an abortion. Woo, you didn't hear it from me. But they go back to Cassie's mom and they said, okay, well, you know, Regina, where did Cassie live? She says, well, once she met Diddy, she moved to New York. She said, oh, okay, New York. You know, and I'm telling my story, y'all, but you can go read the transcripts if you need it. But I promise you, I've been doing my homework. So I don't have to say it again. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on this video right now. Come on, hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, welcome. You know you want to become a part of the crew. So hit subscribe. Make sure you turn on that bell. Because I don't only cover Diddy and oil. I do it all over here, okay? We're going to have a good time. But right now, he's the slipperiest thing to talk about. So we are going to oil up, have a drink, and find out Diddy's fate, okay? But make sure, even after this video, if you are rewatching, you are so important too. Leave a comment. Talk back to me. I will talk back to you. Okay? I ain't going to never be one of them ones. I'm going to be in the comments with you. Okay? So even if you act up, don't get snatched up. Okay? All right. Love, right? So fitting, huh? All right. So, she says, yeah, then they moved to L.A. Okay? She says, well, when she moved to L.A., how many times did you see her? You know, Cassie, mama claims she only seen Cassie 2 times a year. That is crazy to me. You only seeing your daughter 2 times a year and y'all both live in L.A.? What? What? Okay. So, then they jump to 2011. Cassie sends her mother an email. Email reads, Diddy is going to release 2 sex tapes somewhere around the time of Christmas. And, excuse me. Now this email is not old. This email came up when Cassie took the stand, but it reappeared when Cassie's mom, because Cassie sent it to her mother. Okay? Pretty much was in the email just saying this. Cassie's mom really just knew her daughter wanted a record deal, okay? She just wanted to record and be, make music. Now, they asked Cassie's mom, and Cassie, why did you send this email? And she said, well, I'm paraphrasing, for a day like this. Duh. But no, I just needed evidence. Or she didn't even say evidence. I just needed record. Okay, I think that was what was said. Like, I just needed record. Prosecution asked Cassie's mom, well, how did you feel when you got this email? She said, well, girl, I was scared. I mean, what would you do if somebody tell you that your old innocent child, okay, for those who have them, was getting ready to release a sex tape because some of y'all children out here doing it willingly or only on OnlyFans. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want the world seeing my child's kitty. I was petrified. And no, it was a shame. Right? She gave all of that. So she said, Kid Cudi was also mentioned in that email. Then Diddy demanded $20,000 from Cassie's mother and the husband. And he was telling the mother that I'm mad at Cassie. I put $20,000 into her. Studio time, cars, houses. All in the videos. All in the shows. And I want my money back. Okay? She owed me, tell her to run me my $20,000 or I'm releasing the tapes. Give me my money or her kitty is for the world. What's it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Well, Cassie's mama quickly. Okay, you see her down there in the corner. Look at Regina. Quickly. Her and her husband went to the bank and said, look, I need a home loan. Quick, now. Now, my baby's at risk. Her kitty is about to be seen by the world. We need the money now. Got that money? They were sent an email. Wiring information. Blase, blase, blase. Prosecution said, hey, do you still have that email? No, Diddy took it. They wiped it as soon as I filed for that lawsuit. I heard Cassie yell that from the TV back at her house when they asked the mom that. No, he wiped it clean. Everything that he took, he wiped it. They deleted it. She said, no, I don't. She said, okay. She says, well, 4 to 5 days later, the money was returned to our account. Prosecutor said, well, why did you send the money in the first place? She said, girl, I was scared. Are you not following me? Okay. I'm one of the emotions that's in her head right now in Emotion Central. Are you not following me? That's anger, right? That's anger. Like, what are you thinking? Why did I send the $20,000? Here comes disgust. Oh, she is just about to make me throw up. But then Cassie's mama got to sit in joy with a little bit of sadness and figure it all out. So I did what I had to do. Then 45 days, y'all, Diddy sent it back. Now, I'll give my opinion at the end. They asked about... So they show mom a picture. And they say to mom, do you know Examine A? And the mama look at the kid like, yeah, I know her. That's don't say her name. We're going to refer to her as Mia. And the mama goes, again, I'm in her head, emotional central. Anger goes, Mia! Oh, Mia! Like, girl, that is... Okay. Mia. Yeah, I know Mia. She says, okay. Well... And to be honest with you, whatever happened with Mia, I guess it's going to come out later, but Mom was confused about that. And we're going to find out probably who Mia is, because there's no way that they bought that picture of Mia in the court as an examination and we not see who is. And she's going by Mia as an alias name for the courts. Why? I don't know. But I think we're going to come back to that. So it ends with this. Cassie's mom says, well, prosecution says, well, take me back to August of 2012. She said that was Cassie's 30th birthday. Flew into town. When I got there, he probably allegedly was telling her how she had to get ready to be banged out that night on her 30th birthday for a freak off. And they were arguing. And the mama rolled up and didn't like to see her baby arguing. So she said, to hell with that. He had her phone. The mama said, give her her phone back. He said, no. She said, what you mean, no? He said, I ain't giving her this phone back. So him and the mama start arguing in the middle of the street. You better give me, They act. Okay, in the middle of the street. Probably up there in West Hollywood. And D-Rock is on the scene. So, at that point, they're trying to calm her down, because she's drawing attention. And I'm P. Diddy out here. We was civilly talking about a freak off that I need her to get ready for, and here you come trying to interrupt some stuff. Mama said I was willing to do whatever I was going to have to do. If I was going to take this man big, I was going to have to do whatever about my child. That's my child. So, they said, well, what happened? He gives her back her phone, drives off in her car. She said, well, how you know it was her car? Because I've seen him take the keys and drove off in it. Duh! Well, and we go enjoy Cassie's birthday. Thank you, Your Honor. We're done. Defense walks up to the stand. And I think everybody at this moment was thinking like, whoa, how's this cross-examination about to go? Because, like, what are they going to pick on when it comes to her mama? Man walks the booth. He says, hi, Miss Ventura, how are you? She said, hi, I'm fine. He says, that's good. You're under no further questions. I have no further questions for you. Thank you. So out of this whole trial, that's the first time that they've done that. And I think they feel like, okay, well, you can't really tell a mother what they've seen or how to feel or what they when it comes to their child. We know Cassie told her mama more than we willing for her to even spill out. So let's not even take that to, hey, y'all, let's let them have this one. They're going to get that. We'll give them this one. This might get you about 5-10 years. Okay? This might. But we got to give them this one because I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try. So, up next is the former assistant. Now, because he's last, I'm going to say my opinion, and I agree with Armand. Yeah, they gave this white man immunity. He is safe from any charges that Diddy's team may want to go after if Diddy goes down. Because his people are going to go for all the people that didn't go down with him. He going to make sure that we all going to be bad boys for life. In a cell, on the streets, together for life. But this assistant right here, he goes by the name of... Oh, we're going to talk about Kerry Morgan. Okay? He goes by the name of David James. David James was Diddy's personal assistant from 2007 to 2009. He spent 2 years there and said, you know what, this is not for me. No. He said, I gotta go. Yeah, no, you will not. He said when I first got there, I'm gonna jump around, okay, because it's crazy. When I first got there, I was told that this is Diddy's kingdom, and we're all here to make sure we do that. Diddy's kingdom? What is this man? See, that right there was a cult. I would have said, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, give me about 2 years. Let me just see. I'm going to see give me about 2 years. I ain't even going to hold you. I would have stayed for just to see. I ain't knocking David to see. Because it would have had me too. So what's going on in this kingdom? Right? So he was the assistant, y'all. Within minutes of the stand, they said he started breaking down. Laughing, breaking down. Real hide and jackal. Okay? I said in the air, this is Mr. Combs' kingdom and we are all here to serve him. He said, then he breaks down in tears again. Armand said, I don't know what the heck was wrong with this man. Is he okay? I didn't know if he was, was he abused? Did he slap him upside the head? Did he have to meet the Punisher? Because why are you crying and laughing and crying and laughing and crying? That is a little weird. But we found out that this man did a lot. Okay? He would purchase oil, Astroglide. He would prepare the bags. Okay? He's an accomplice. I don't even know if I said that word, but he accompanied Mr. Combs and prepared the freak-offs and even cleaned up for a few of them. So why wouldn't he go to jail too? Now, y'all was trying to find somebody to put in the cell with him, and I didn't understand why y'all was trying to go get Kathy. You need to get David. David was the one paying cash only for the baby oil, Astroglide, pills, and all that. Allegedly, because he didn't want the books to know about this stuff. David cries again. David says, some days I will do all of this for $70,000 a year. Some days I will work 6 days straight, 7 days straight, sometimes 3 weeks straight. Hell, because Diddy been high off giraffe hoofa and blue Obama face pills, which I don't even know why they even had to try to throw that out there. They just wanted to put Obama's name in this. It's sad. And y'all got to be careful on the blogs that y'all are going out there and trying to get information on, because some of them is lying. Okay? I'm going to be honest. You can watch mine and go pull the transcripts, which is public records, and put them side by side and see I got the HBO series going on over here. The Freak Offs with Diddy. Okay? And we are on episode 7. Now, this is going to be a long season, so tuck your tails and let's go. So, back to David. Now, he said one time, security told him, You asking too many questions. Stay in your lane. He knew not to be a mess with him because I was told to stay in my lane. I was scared, allegedly. They asked, well, how many girlfriends did Mr. Combs have? He said, oh, child, he had several. He had Cassie, Sarah, Tara, Yana, Kim Porter. He said, at times I even warned Cassie to get out of the relationship. And when he did that, he would get excluded from Cassie sometimes. And then one time a blog came out that him and Cassie had got into an altercation. Diddy came to the in-law unit, kicked down the door, and smacked your chick just to show you all that Diddy not having it. And told him, have you seen this? I mean, you my assistant. Why you ain't on this? What are you doing? He said, I didn't see it. What are you talking about? He said, this. Then he shoved him out of the way like Effie did and said, this is my time. And start going through his emails, going through his browser. Diddy thought he released the story, from what I gathered. And so, with that, he started to think about some things. Now, he was on the stand for a while. They asked him, did you ever see Diddy do drugs? He said, yeah. I packed him. I used to pack his bags. Well, did you ever do drugs? Yeah, I did. I got high one night. I wasn't at work. This was a stressful environment, if you can only imagine. So I wanted to just feel like they all felt. I had no other time to do it because I was working 6 days, 7 days, 3 weeks straight, maybe. I can't even smoke no weed. So the one time I got high. He said I got so high. When Diddy watched the cameras the next day, he was like, was you high? He said, yes. Man. No wonder y'all have so many freak offs. Allegedly. No. But he did have an instance where he picked up some girls and he did what he did with them, and then she turned around and asked for her money. And he was like, I ain't paying you. This wasn't an agreement. And in her mind, yes, it was. And if you don't pay me, we're gonna have some problems. So he gave her a little money. And then she said, all right, well, I need to wash up. Can I take a shower? And they said, allegedly, he said, yeah, for the same price that you just charged me. That's how much the shower costs. And child, from what I heard, she grabbed her panties, grabbed her purse, took a wet wipe to it, and said, all right, I'm out of here. I ain't about to give you my money back. Hopefully she took a wet wipe to it. I mean, I would only think that that's what she would do. And that was it. You know, so, but David talked about a lot of the day-to-day operations on how he would go get this and how he would go get that and how he would set up this and how he would set up that. And he talked about his role and how he was threatened. And then there was an incident with Suge Knight that came up. And, you know, defense tried to make it seem like, well, you weren't there. And he said, yes, I was there. You know, they tried to make it seem like you weren't there. He said, yes, I was there. You know, he stuck to his story. He saw what he saw. He witnessed what he witnessed. And Diddy had him scared. So, when it was time for him to leave in 2009, he said, to hell with this, I'm out of here. Like a thief in the night, he snuck out and never returned. But I heard today they interviewed another one of Diddy's assistants. And I heard it didn't go too well. So, that is pretty much day 5, 6, and 7. Today, Kid Cudi took the stand, and I heard he was supposed to take the stand earlier this week, but he sent an email late in the midnight hour, thought that God was in the working business, which he is, he's turning it around. But I don't know if he's turning it around for Diddy. He's turning it around for everybody else. But we're going to pray for Diddy. We're going to pray for him. But late in the midnight hour, Kid Cudi sent a text message, email, and said he would not be showing up that day. But he showed up today. And he confirms the blowing up of his car and the story that we all heard years ago. Now, I'm going to take these questions, so y'all get them ready and start dropping them over here, and I want to read some comments, and then we on our way out of here. I got to go get me a piece of chicken or something. I'm hungry. And then I got to play tomorrow at my job, so I got to focus in. There's a lot to do tomorrow. I got to close up shops. And I really want to come back tomorrow and talk about this Kid Cudi. So y'all just stay tuned. Turn on that bell. You might get a notification that K is live. Okay, where the crew at? But Kid Cudi takes a stand, and I think he is getting ready to put everything and a lot of things into place. Now, let me say this. A lot of people keep saying this is a domestic violence case. This is not any of the charges. It is. I don't know if you're following it like I'm following it and like the rest of America is. Because every time I see a poll and it be like 46% of y'all feel a certain different type of way, I'll be like, who is this 46%? Because we have seen the buying and the transporting of male escorts. We have seen the abuse and the fear to make you want to stay, holding you captive. We have seen the purchase, the money. We have heard all of this, allegedly. But seen some of it too. The bruises, the marks that were left. The racketeering. Running a criminal enterprise. And in the state of the United States, you only need at least 2 people to do that. We've heard more than 2 people. Did they get immunity? Will they be speaking? I think everybody that's going to be speaking out against Sean Combs so they can get something to stick, they got immunity. They got immunity. They got immunity. And they had to get it. So we're going to see. 5 weeks to go, I think. If prosecution is predicting this right, 6 weeks to go. We only got 2 down. They said it's going to be about an 8-week case. They've had some other people come in. They had the Homeland Security from Miami. Y'all seen the pictures. It wouldn't need to go through all of that. That wasn't juicy. They had a person come in and she talked about what trauma does, and I've been saying that, so that helped prosecution out. And the jury now is, y'all didn't cross-examine Cassie's mother, so that story stuck in their minds, and that impression that y'all didn't want to. So everything Cassie mama hold weight, but everything else doesn't. No, it's no way. Cassie mama wasn't in the relationship. She was the mother. So if her story holds weight, if y'all don't have nothing to say to her, y'all shouldn't have nothing to say to nobody else. It must all be true. I don't know. And I guess we'll have to see. But until then, make sure y'all stay oiled up, okay? Because it's getting ready to be summer. And none of us want to be dry out here. So I think we all need to be walking around with about 10, 15 bottles of baby oil so we can stay oiled up for the summer. Okay? It's an oily summer. And I thank y'all for watching this video with me and dealing with my foolishness because, I be needing to laugh. And I'm going to go back and watch this video, and I'm telling you, I'm going to have to crop out a little image of me just... Or better yet, let me... Okay? Because that was Diddy in the corner. I'm telling y'all, this has been an opening eye red light special. And if y'all see them hiring and looking for any actors to be in any, from Tubi to HBO Max, call me. Send me the flyer or the ad. I think I could be a good young Diddy. I can cut my hair off and grow my facial hair back. His son ain't going to want to take every movie because they're not going to paint his daddy very well. So his son can't play every role. I can sing, I can dance, I can be all in the videos. You know, I'm the perfect Diddy. I'll be in every single video. And then I'll even wear some red. Now, y'all might have to get a stand-in when it's time to come beat some women, because that's just not, I can't even act like that. Like, I can try. I'll take a few classes. But call me in for the fun stuff. Like making a band. Like, let me reenact all of that. Let me make them walk for some cheesecake. All right, y'all, I'm done. I'm done. Let's take a few comments. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Oh, okay. Y'all like the outfit tonight, I see. There you go, Beth. You in here. Look, see? I knew it would make somebody pause. Lady P. All right. I know, Mom. I had to. Okay, a billionaire asking for $20K from folks who need to get a loan from the bank is diabolical. And he knew what he was doing. It was all a tactic. Because we know Diddy don't need $20,000 from anybody. That's like $1 to wipe your sweat. You asking me for something to wipe your tail with, and I'm about to sacrifice my whole home for you to wipe your butt? You kidding me? But prosecution needed for that to be heard. Why would you force these people and scare them? Use a sex tape, sex trafficking, racketeering, but then want to try to be a good deed and say, oh, we sent it back. Get out of my face. Listen. Well, okay. Well, I believe, you know, if defense did not want to believe what the mom was saying, they have cross-examined everybody else. Why not do the mama? Hell, my granny was getting ready to take the stand while her son was on trial. But I guess it's something about, I don't know. That's one to really think about. Listen. Who was groomed too, Ray? The assistant? Yeah, he was groomed, if that's who we talking about. He was. Stay oiled up. His son is very much a clone. He's very much a clone. Financial abuse. Yes, financial abuse. All right, y'all. Well, crew, thank y'all for rocking with your boy. It's yet another one. We got to start doing more. Okay? So I need y'all support. Okay? I'm really about to have somebody come in, look at my system, get everything right. So I could hear myself properly. I could hear everything. I could move parts. We're just continuing to elevate, okay? I'm going to give a tour of this beautiful homage of Beyonce behind me that I've paid homage to, because she is truly one of my, and is my favorite artist of all time. And so I wanted to take some time. I just had got a lot of stuff all at once, and I was like, well, this is, what other way to do it than put it up all on the wall? But I am going to let this run its course for this year, and I am already in the working of the mind of thinking for the next set for your boy, Conversation with K. Whether it be late night or it be daytime. Okay, I'm working on these interviews. We got to do more. Okay, so I'm gonna need the crew support. So when I'm dropping videos, that notification bell has to be turned on. And if you support me, you gonna make sure it's on so you can do it. It don't cost nothing to click a video and watch it. It don't cost nothing to just share a post. If you see it on my story, all you gotta do is just take a quick second to share. If you ever send me something to share, I'll share it. But if you don't share it, send me nothing. Now, and if you don't share you don't share my stuff, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing your stuff too. Yeah, you can call me petty Pisces if you want to. But it's a share for a share, because we both trying to, it's the goal that we both trying to meet. Hello? Somebody. So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. That's all where I'm at. If I'm anywhere else, call the police and send it to me. Fast. Conversation with K. Make sure y'all follow y'all boy. It's been a good Thursday. I'm hungry. What should I go eat? I need to figure it out. All right, y'all. We out of here. It's been great. Y'all have a great rest of the week. Don't forget, let's have a convo. The podcast is coming this summer. I'm working on a real big special project. We're gonna work on shooting a promo for that, so we can drop that. The promo we'll be getting that shot film, and then I go into filming. So I got a lot of things that I'm ready to give y'all, and I can't wait. And I love y'all that have supported me and stayed with me on this journey. Not only taking stuff from me, but also pouring into me. And I'm able to do what I do for y'all. I love this. I know we've been just covering the Diddy story, and there's been so much else going on, but that's why I said we got to turn on that bell, and we got to drop more and more videos. So I'm willing. If you want to be a part of the team, I can always use some help. Hit me up on Instagram. Send me an email at conversationwithk@gmail.com. Let me know what your talents are and how you would love to help and be a part of the on-set crew. Now, I have a very detailed screening because I've been through a lot with people. So my screening may take a little time for you to get on this other side, but I love those who want to be a part. This journey is on its way to building something great, and we're going to look back at moments like this and memories, and we're going to pull them up on a big screen that's behind us and say, look where we started and look where we at. Only because of him. Only because of him. All right, we out of here, y'all. Have a great weekend. Carnival is in the Bay Area this weekend. It's going down. I will be outside, okay? I'll see y'all later. We out of here. Until then, make sure you have conversations that have meanings. Don't watch every outlet because everybody ain't telling the truth about Diddy. No, Jamie Foxx did not get on the stand. No, Will Smith did not take the stand. No, Usher did not take the stand. That's a false news. Stop watching those pages. Share mine and turn on that bell. I love y'all. We out.